Good day, sir. I'm David Angelo Ribota. I will read the following topics. Number 1. Interview. Define. It is the questioning of a person believed to possess information which are relevant to the investigation of a crime or on criminal activities. Number 2. The golden rule in interview. Never conduct or let anyone conduct an interview if the interviewer has not gone to the crime scene. The questioning should be in agreement with the facts and conditions at the crime scene. The questioning will lead reward for the interviewer who had not seen personally the crime scene, and he will not be in a position to distinguish half-trust, exaggeration of falsehood from the answer of the person being interviewed. Number 3. Qualities of a good interviewer. A. Rapport. Define. It is the relation between the interviewer and interview which in conductive the fruitful result. It is winning the confidence of a person being interviewed in order that he will tell all the information in his possession. The interviewer must be respectable civilian attire because most often and majority of people, the police uniform is a barrier in establishing good rapport. To many, the uniform it is intimidating. B. Forceful personality. The appearance of the interviewer and other qualities such as skills of communication techniques or the force of his language are the mainstays of the trait of his character. He must be understanding, sympathetic, and without showing official arrogance, vulgarity of expression, and an air of superiority. C. Knowledge of human behavior. This will help the interviewer to determine the personality and intelligence of his subject. He must go down and up to the level of understanding of his particular subject. D. Conversational tone of voice. His tone of voice must be conversational, not confrontational as interrogation. A. Common interest. His preliminary and probing questions should be aimed to establish common interest between him and the subject. F. Acting qualities. He must possess the qualities of an actor, salesman, and psychologist and know how to use the power of persuasion. G. Humility. He must be courteous, sympathetic, and humble, ready to ask apologies for convenience of the interview. Number 4. Cognitive interview define. It is a technique in the conduct of interview upon willing and cooperate witnesses where they are given the full opportunity to narrate their accounts without interruption, interference from the interviewer. After the subject has finished his narration, the investigator now subject him to the style of direction examination and cross-examination to clarify the explained portion to arrive and vivid and complete picture of his testimony. In the case of subject of low level of intelligence, the use of leading questions greatly helps the investigator to obtain the full and desired information. Number 5. Reason why witnesses refuse to talk and testify. A. Fear of reprisal. The fear of reprisal is always entertained by witnesses who lack the courage to face the suspect, his associate, or relatives. This is natural, especially those who have no means to protect themselves or no influential person for them to rely on. This prevalent among the generally underprivileged sector of our society. The investigator must be removed dispersed from the mind of witnesses either by offering protection or by the explanation that unless the suspect is not put behind bars, the fear will not disappear. The investigator power of persuasion plays a vital role. B. Great inconvenience. On the part of those of hand-to-mouth existence, there is this real inconvenience which will deprive deemed time to earn fair living, especially during the ordeal or the spying during the trial. To those unemployed, this convenience is greater than the investigator must sincerely help them through these contacts with the business community. C. Hatred against the police. The hatred may be due to previous bad experience with members of the police organization. The investigator must show the difference between him and rookie most policeman, be honest and sincere entertainment of the complaint against the rookie cops. He must explain that this scalawag represent only a small percentage of a whole organization and the police leadership in addressing the situation properly. A calling card upon the investigator given to this kind of witness will greatly help the decision, promising immediately help if there's in the occurrence of the bad experience. D. Bias of the witnesses. The witnesses may have acquaintance, friend, helper of benefactor of the suspect. All of these are other relationship of the witnesses to the suspect must be explored so that intelligence approach and properly applied. A. Avoidance of publicity. Their activities are seen and thus publicity will bring discomfort of their ordinary or obscure with living. The investigator must hide these witnesses away from reporters. F. Family restriction. Some famous and respected families preservation their reputation by sealing to their members the need of the approval of their elders on matters affecting the families. The investigator must talk to elders of their approval of all members to testify. G. Bigotry. Religious or racial, tribal or ethnic indifference. It's cultish in the indoctrination. Some cults or religious domination exercise religious or moral influence on decision of witnesses to testify. It would be more apparent when the witnesses and the suspect belong to the same cult. The investigator must use the tenet of religion which is truth to the religious leaders to allow their members to tell truth and give the required testimonial evidence. This is prevailing or society even to the point of career advancement. Number 6. Common technique applicable to the foregoing reason. Many of these witnesses want today will not utilize as formal witness but remaining anonymous. The investigator must initially agree that testimonies be given the short of confidentially after the full disclosure of the information. The investigator will persuades the witnesses to be utilized as formal witnesses, especially when there is not necessity of the testimonial evidence. The power of persuasion plays a key role. Number 7. The stage of handling in the interview. A. Preparation. The investigator should review facts at the crime scene and information from other sources in order that he would be ready of the questioning. A background data of the subject should be available so that could adapt himself to the kind of approach to the employed. Be approach. The investigator must be carefully select kinds of approach which may be single kind, a combination of two, or the application of all techniques. Warming up. This is done by preliminary or exploratory question to clear the atmosphere, promote a conductive ground, cordiality, respect, trust for each other. B. Cognitive interview. The subject is now asked to relate as account without interruption, intervention of interference. It is only after completion of the interruption and narration that an investigator begins direct a cross-examination. Number 8. Roles in questioning. A. One question at a time. Multiple, complex or legalistic questioning should be avoided. One question at a time and desired. B. Avoid implied answers. The nude of with or any other body language as a response to the questions should be avoided. The answer must be oral, clear, explicit, and responsive to the question. C. Simplicity of questions. A short simple question at a time required. If the answer needs qualification, this should be allowed to avoid legalistic questions such as who and the murder or who are conspiracy with the suspect. D. Saving pieces. Embarrassing question on the subject on matters of exoneration or honest errors about time distance. And the description can be avoided if the investigator will cooperate with subject to save his peace. The investigator should not ridicule the subject of these matters. A. Yes or no answers. Do not ask questions which could be answered by yes or no. It will curtail the complete flow of information and will lead in inaccuracy. Number 9. Types of witnesses according their attitudes. A. Knowing nothing type. These are the reluctant types of witnesses. They are found among the undeducted of level or intelligence. That technique to be applied is go down their labor, intelligence, and or interrogation. B. Disinterested type. This is the cooperative and indifferent subject to deal with them to find out their field interest so that we will talk. Their indifference should be demolished to arouse their amplified. C. The decranking type. The style of questioning by the investigator should be adapted to the psychology of the subject. When the drinking subject is sobered, another interview will be conducted confronting him about disclosure while the state drunkenness. The written statement must be taken during his sobriety. The suspicious type. This is type witnesses are suspicious about the motive and action of the investigator. The barrier of the suspicious may be removed by sensory explanation or psychological pressure. A talkative type. These are witnesses who are prone exaggerating, adding relevant the new matters and narration. The skillful investigator could prune the unnecessary matters from the relevant ones. F. Honest witnesses. These are truthful or cooperative witnesses that our investigator could rely upon with little or not problem handling them. Number 9. Deceitful witness. G. Deceitful witness. These are rare type witnesses let them lie other to repeat several times their duration will be in the next conjunction if possible. The lies must be typed recorded for the confrontation about their contradiction, pressured in possible case of perjury of obstruction or justice, and they will tell the truth. It's timid witnesses. There are key witnesses. The approach must be friendly and reassuring confidentially of their information. This should be hidden from the devouring press interview or photo session. A. Boasting, egoistic, or eccentric witnesses. They will be good witnesses because of their ability of expressing their accounts will be commission of a crime. The investigator must be patient in dealing with them or not brush or himself. Pride. They are susceptible to add color or importance in their role, administrators probably underrating the accounts or others. G. Refusal to talk witnesses. These are the most difficult subject to deal with. Find out of the reason of their silence by exploring deeper into the kind of their personality discourse, maybe trauma, shock, fear, hatred, and others. Remove their features of silence and they will start talking. Number 10. Statement analysis. This is a new name of criminal investigation but got new in 12 practice with a new term. Is the new term. It's not new. What is the new is the term. It began as the United States when a woman reported to the police disappearance of her children while on board her package car. The car also disappeared with the children. The police for a considerable time scoured the area. Interview scores of witnesses who claim to have seen nothing. A police expert carefully analyzes the videotape recording of the woman who went to the TV station to appeal for her children. The analysis led suspicion the woman was placed under exhaustive interrogation where she confessed that she drove the car down the river because her live-in partner does not like her children from former marriage. The car together with the children was subsequently retrieved from the floor of the river. This is not the practice of in our district every day. Complaint testimonies of witnesses are subjected to the of trustless investigator will be ignorant and weapon of frame discriminatory machination against an innocent. Most care must be exercised before concluding the culpability of the suspect. The role and the art of criminal investigation and depiction. Number 11. Complaints and testimonies be reduced to rating. Opinions and testimonies should be reduced into rating in the form of question and answer. Never use the affidavit from even in the testimonies of apprehending officer. This is a this affidavit form frowned upon by courts, especially when there will be variance between affidavit. Court when disputed the truth is the witnesses stand account because the answer is affidavit was not from witnesses but from police investigator who prepared the affidavit. The narration of the witnesses must be based on a rules of objective interview. All these complaints and testimonies must be placed under oath before an officer authorized to administer oath be informed. Oath. Be informants. Number 1. Informant. Define an informant as any furnish to police and information relevant to a criminal case about the activities of criminals syndicates. The information many openly give permission to other himself to be witnesses. The other kind is the one punishes the policeman information as surreptitiously and opts and to remain anonymous. Number 2. Confidential informant. Define is he is a person who provides a policeman with a confidential information concerning past crimes of projected and planned crime is thus not to identified as source of the information. Under the law, these informants are protected to identify identity could not really revealed by the police even under the order of the court, unless or exceptional case whether is claimed to defend the informant frame of the accused. Number 3. The types of information. A. Anonymous informant. He may be anonymous per caller, letter, writer, and text sender. Never to tell informant the investigator already knows the information. The duty is to receive information, not relay another information to the caller about facts already known. B. Rival elimination informant. This kind mostly maintains being anonymous. His purpose is to eliminate the rival person or gang due to competition or other motives such as revenge, etc. C. False informant. Usually relevant information of no consequence, value or stuff connected with their ear. His purpose is to appear beyond side of law, throwing out suspicious from himself, from a gang or associate. D. Frightened informant. He is prodded by fear of self-interest giving permission to police. He may be one of his lesser gang member who runs to the police when his gang mates are about involved with the dangerous situation of when their gang belongs not or police threat. He is motivated by anxiety and self-prevention of his well-being. Punish information to protect himself as means of obtaining a feeling of self-importance. This type the weakness is linked in the competition of criminal chain. A. Self-aggression informants. This kind of information moves around in criminals group or syndicate, relies in reprising the police about his information by ability with authentication intelligence operation. F. Mercenary informant. The informant is permission for sale may have been victimized and double cross or later share in the lot or giving a dirty deal as seeks revenge as well as profit is disclosure. G. Double crossover informant. He is used seeming desire to divulge information as used to talk to police in order get more than he gives to counter this kind of informant. The police apply the method to giving himself for information that will lead the capture. H. Woman information. She may be female association of the criminals who was rounded up, marginalized, and deal of being erased out from the group. Care must be given to this kind of development because women given the skills and expertise are more dangerous than men. They open their premium romance that will result in blackmailing the investigator or will result in extended family or support. I. Legitimate informant. Those who desire give information springs from the legitimate reason. They may businesses operators who evil the presence of criminals in their trade appearance who are afraid their siblings will be influenced of the friends or suspect to the criminals. Others are clothed where they desire to give permission are impressed with the lawful motive. 4. Motives of informants. A. Vanity. The motive of self-aggrandizement by gaining favorable attention and importance by the police. P. Civic mindedness. Those employed with sense of duty and obligation to assist the police in their task. C. Fear. It is the engendered illusion of oppression from enemies or from impending dangers. D. Repentance. Those lesser criminals such as compliance of accessories that will have changed their about their conscience. C. Informers. Number 1. Informers. Define is person who provides information to the police on a regular basis. They are either paid regularly or case-to-case basis or none at all. They are consultative and established by the police and more or less permanent character and loyal useful to the police organization. Number 2. The proverbial basis. They are seeing ghosts needs a tip catch another tip to the story of the police. Prove that saying as true the elite prince sure task to investigate criminal case. Here an ex-convict as informer is convict brother produce outstanding success is the resolution of cases seemingly difficult to be solved. The ex-convict later become the chief of the prince sorority and the main was B. 3. Selection of informers. There's not hard and fixed rules in the selection of informers. This is addressed to the should selection of investigator. The informer being to fix period of assessment of into case to case basis. The information must indoctrinate the are not informed from arrest and prosecution if they commits crime. They should not bring shame and dishonor to a police service when they will commit crimes. They should punish like the rest. All the sector of the society must be covered under composition. When they conduct waiters and their ex-convicts should shady or other world characters, hotels, bankers, security guards, businessmen, prostitutes, the elite society, and others. They should be planted and more stall pigeons practically in all corners of social order. 4. Critical areas in the deployment of informers. A. Within ranks, criminal syndicates. B. Association of friends of criminals. C. Places of hangouts and criminals such as nightclubs, bars, hotels, billiard halls, and other places. D. Slum and residential place where criminals have their contacts. A. Detention centers such as local jails and other National Bureau of Prison in many instances, crimes were solved by planting malls. Among detention permanent in the holding container and biscuit units and local jail and also in the National Bureau of Prison through the agreement prison authorities. F. Places where criminals dispose their lots. 5. Women informers. The most effective amongst informers because they easily penetrate the ranks criminals without less suspicion. Besides, they could mingle with the crowd easily and could obtain information more than their male counterparts, especially if their beauty attract attention. Their officer access to women association of them criminals. However, should be employed and could easily double cross the police once they fall in love with criminals. 6. Dual role of the informers. A. Identifying and tracing in the whereabouts of suspect. B. Gathering of information that will be lead, location, and recovery of the evidence such a lot of their pieces evidence relevant of criminal activities. The other sources. 1. Government records, police, NBI files, Bureau of Immigration files, Comelec files, files and local jails and National Bureau of Prison and other government agencies. 2. Private records from the private officer and business and non-government organization. 3. Encrypted message from the telephones, cell phones, radio, telecommunication and other means of communications. For records of criminal inclusive license holders of criminal resolution. 5. Fire busting, tracing the chain of possession firearms from the manufacturer, distributor, sellers, and the last process. This could be done through files of FBI and other as police agencies. 6. Record of foreign and local monetary of bicycle concerning the engine and chassis, number of suspected bicycle used in the commission of crimes and their subject or carnapping. 7. Store data on computers, cell phones, and other cell phones. Only expert must be employed to retrieve the stored data. Roles of computer evidence. A. When computer is off and time of arrival, do not turn it on. B. When it's on, do not turn it off or not touch in mouse or keyboard. C. That unplugging of the computer where it's not on or off should be done pulling of the cable directly from the back of the central processing unit. D. Each unplugged cable should be marked in the same marking corresponding of the socket from the where the cable was unplugged. E. The computer should be carefully handled of pack transport of the police station. F. Only computer forensics experts have search of any information or evidence contained in the hardware. G. Computer hardware expert and original should be kept by evidence custodian of future court presentation. Search analysis must be undertaken using this image disk. That's all, sir. Thank you.